Welcome back, guys. Phase 2 of Season of Discovery is just around the corner. We are doing the level 40 guides for all classes, guides where we cover best in slot gear, updated professions, multiple talent specs, which runes to use, and some tips and tricks. Yesterday we covered the mage in his full glory, a class that's definitely going to rock in Phase 2. Today you guys voted for the rogue, one of the most played so far. If you want to see a specific class next, let me know in the comments below. Most votes equals next class. If you like the series, smash like, and with that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Combat rogues were popular in Phase 1, most likely they're gonna be popular in Phase 2. Let's see how the new gear looks for level 40 rogue. Starting with the helmet, we have the glowing neuro-linked cowl, which is the new leather-working best-in-slot helmet for all physical DPS. It provides a lot of stats, 14 agility, 14 strength, 1% hit, but most importantly, it does have a on-use effect which gives you 20% attack speed for 10 seconds. The necklace will be the new necklace from Nomar with 16 attack power, 1% critical strike. The mantle of Cunning Negotiator, 14 agility, 11 stamina. Drape of Dismantling, there is a BOE drape with 10 agility, 4 strength, but that's going to be quite expensive and really hard to get. The new set, Insulated Chest Guard, 3 set piece bonus. On 2 set piece bonus you get 1% crit, and on 3 set piece bonus for rogues you get 5 daggers, which we're going to get into daggers as well right now. Forest Stalker Bracers are the best in slot for rogues, however getting exalted with Warsong Gulch is not really that great. You're gonna have to opt for either the PvP bracers or for maybe the unearthed bracers for Uldaman. We still yet have to see. When it comes to the weapons, the new Mecha Torque Arcano Shredder is going to be a 2.6 fist weapons, epic, 34 damage per second, but also an interesting proc which gives a small arcane damage, but reduces the resistances by 45 of the target and increases all spell damage taken by 6% for 20 seconds. I wonder if everyone is benefit from this debuff on the boss, maybe even the poisons. We don't know yet how poisons work in Nomar. Hopefully it's gonna be good because rogue doesn't have a lot of options when it comes to runes. For the offhand, we went for the Swift Sanguine Strikers, which is a 1.4 speed offhand, really great for applying poisons, and it does have good damage per second and also a good stat, 8 agility. It makes a great offhand. It's gonna be probably interesting to obtain it. We're gonna see how fast we can obtain it from the Blood Moon, but those are the best in slot weapons for this. Moving on to the gloves. Bonk Maestro handguards, 11 stamina, 10 agility, but we get +3 fist weapons, and then we're gonna have probably 5 more from the talents. We're gonna have a total of +8 fists for every class. It's more than you need probably at this level, but better safe than sorry. For the belt, we have a new skull belt with 10 strength, 10 agility, 6 stamina. Some people prefer to get the engineering. If you have the engineering, you can get the hyperconductive gold wrap, which gives you 1 crit, I think 1 hit, and also you flip a coin, which is gonna give you, so on a roll of heads you gain 10% increased chance to crit with spells and melee attacks for the next 30 seconds. On a roll of tails you gain 10% movement speed. So I don't know, we haven't really done the math on this one. Some people prefer to use it, but if you don't have engineering, you're not gonna worry about it. We move on to the other 2 set pieces, the insulated leg guards. They do have 13 strength, 8 agility, and 1% hit. Hit is going to be important. And then the boots, they do have an option for rogues and cats where increases your effectiveness of stealth by 1. The stats are pretty good on the set. The set bonuses are great, especially if you play daggers, which we're going to talk about it quite soon. A hypercharged gear of devastation. This is the new ring from Nomar. 7 strength, 8 agility, 10 stamina. And then we have the Mason Fraternity ring. However, if you have like probably a reputation with Prospector Band might be better. It's 8 strength, 8 agility, but you trade 5 stamina for 1 stat. Avenger Void Pearl, 18 attack power. If you haven't got it so far from BFD, you can probably get it in 5-man. It's gonna be easy to get. Don't worry about it. The Gyromatic Experiment 420B, another 18 attack power, but also increases your attack speed by 5% and you might be able to push the experiment further. Who knows what? Maybe there's a 50% chance to get 50% attack speed. Who knows? And then we have the Falco Sting, which gives 8 agility. I want to quickly talk about daggers potentially in phase 2, because the new set has an option to increase daggers plus 5. We're going to use dagger, Toxic Revenger in main hand, but there's a lot of other options too. You have the Gut Reaper, which is a BOE epic. And for the offhand, I chose to go for the Blood Spattered Stiletto, which is an offhand that comes from the Stranglethorn event as well. So Toxic Revenger with this one, and it's going to work great with the set bonus from here. We might have to change the gloves because they have fists and maces, and then we can go for Machinist gloves here, perfect. And this would be like your Mutilate spec for phase 2. We're going to talk about Mutilate soon. Let's get into the combat talents. For talents, we went for a deep combat spec, and we have 2 out of 2 improved Sinister Strike because this affects some of our runes. I went for 4 lightning reflexes, but you can easily get some improved gouge. If you don't want to get endurance and sprint, you can go deep into deflection, get more parry, and then maybe try to get repost, but you'll have to sacrifice some points later. 5 out of 5 dual wield specialization for 50% increased damage to your offhand. We have 5 into fist weapon spec, 5% crit. Blade Flurry. Weapon expertise, which gives sword, fist, and dagger weapon by 5. And then we have aggression, which increases the damage of your Sinister Strike and Eviscerate abilities by 4%, but also affects the damage of other things, runes. Adrenaline Rush, one of the best cooldowns so far for phase 2. It's kind of a must if you want to like pump into parses. This is the combat spec. Obviously it can go a bit different, but let's move to the runes. For the runes, we choose the trio from phase 1, Deadly Brew, Envenom, and Saber Slash. Saber Slash is still going to be good. We don't know exactly how poisons are going to work in No More. Maybe there are going to be some bosses that are immune to it, maybe not. We yet have to see that. For the new runes, the Waste rune, we choose Shuriken Toss. Throws a shuriken at your enemy, dealing damage equal to 25% of your attack power, and also strikes up to 4 additional nearby targets. So 5 in total, awards 1 combo point. 25% of your attack power when you're fully buffed can be a lot, like 200 maybe. You can get up to probably who knows how much attack power. This combined with Blade Flurry and Adrenaline Rush, it's gonna be a good option for rogues to potentially do great AoE damage again. For the Foot rune, Master of Subtlety, attacks mailed while stealthed and for 6 seconds after breaking stealth cause an additional 10% damage. So the new rotation probably will be open from stealth, pop your cooldowns, and then after the buff is gone, do a vanish so you can get more uptime during your burst phase with that extra 10% damage. Mutilate is gonna be another great spec for phase 2, as Blizzard is trying to push rogues into daggers. There's so many epic daggers available, and also the Mutilate cost was reduced from 60 energy to 40 energy. I'm not sure if that's going to make it into the live, but it seems so far that that's in the game files already. So Mutilate from 60 energy to 40 energy is huge. So we have 2 options for Mutilate specs. Either you go for a deep combat build with Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush, and you get like dagger spec for 5% extra crit, or you go for a weird spec where you get like 16-17 points into assassination. You get the 5% crit that you don't get from daggers here. You get a 30% critical strike damage bonus from lethality. You also get ruthlessness and relentless strikes. Improved slice and dice. You get a 30% chance to crit with backstab. Only 1 hit. However, you do get here increases the damage dealt from striking from behind with the backstab, garrote, and ambush by 20%. Now, all of the talents that benefit backstab also benefit mutilate. So you would get 20% damage from here. You would get also 30% crit damage. Let me know, guys, which one would you prefer for mutilate? Would you prefer this spec, or you would just go for a deep adrenaline rush, good old combat dagger spec? The runes are pretty much similar to the combat spec. The only difference here is that we go for mutilate instead of the saber slash. Now let's move to the tank rogue. The gear for the tanking rogue, it's not much more different compared to the normal combat build. You're just going to choose a couple of items that have more stamina or armor, such as the bracers, where we have 12 stamina here. A new cloak probably that gives more agility, more stamina. Also, the offhand Cogmaster Claw, which has a 2.8 speed, might be usable for rogues, and we're gonna talk about why soon. Let's go into the talents straight up. Deep combat spec, obviously with riposte and parry, we get 5 lightning reflexes, 5 deflection, extra defensiveness. We get improved sinister strike, 5 precision, 5 offhand damage. We go for 4 out of 5 into fists, and obviously you could probably go for 5 fists and then take 1 less point into weapon expertise, and then you're gonna have like 3 from talents and 3 from the gloves. You're gonna have +6 on fist skill. This is the talent spec. When it comes to runes, just a flash one, 20% physical damage reduced while blade dance is active. We're gonna have the blade dance itself, which got modified lately. In terms of the main Gosh, you can go for either main Gosh or Saber Strike. In the past, most rogues went for Saber Slash. However, if you really go for a mitigation rogue, this one strikes with your offhand weapon for normal offhand weapon damage, and the 280 fist that we had previously might be quite good. Main Gosh also benefits from all talents that trigger from Sinister Strike modification, such as Aggression and such as Improved Sinister Strike. So if you find a better way to use the points here in the talents, be my guest. The waste rune, the Shuriken Toss, finally, like I said, AoE damage, so rogue tanks will do just fine with us. And the Master of Subtlety. When you open on a boss, if you open from stealth, you might be able to pull more threat in the beginning, which is going to make it great. Let me know, guys, if you would play the rogue with main Gosh or if you would play it with Saber Slash. A level 40 cap is going to open the rogue to spells that they didn't have in phase 1, making the rogue whole as a class. Chip Shot is going to be available since level 26. Then we're gonna have at level 30 Kidney Shot. The 2 stuns the rogue lacked in phase 2, these are going to make them more deadly, at least when it comes to PvP. Blind comes at 34, and on top of that, level 40 provides a rank 6 of Sinister Strike, and also level 40 provides a rank 6 of Eviscerate. But also a new rank of Stealth, which can be quite refreshing at level 40. Rogue looks really good at 40, it looks like a complete class, and if you play it, you're gonna probably have a lot of fun. If you're looking to get into Season of Discovery or return to Wrath of the Lich King, level some new alts and so on, I highly recommend getting Reset XP add-on. The add-on is free with all its features, and the guides are available up to level 20, making your leveling fast but also efficient since now it incorporates rune guides. Is this add-on a necessity? Not necessarily. But if efficiency is your goal, Reset XP delivers. It has the potential to accelerate your leveling speed by 30 to 100%, ultimately saving you valuable playtime that could be better spent elsewhere. Personally, I also use it to quest for gold at max level in each phase because it gives me a good route to follow for maximum gold per hour. And if by any chance in the future you think about making an upgrade to a full version, use my code Frostadamus for 5% off. Links in the description down below. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, smash like. If you're still here, that means you like my content, and if you want to see more of my content, check out my second channel, Frostadamus TV. There should be a link on the screen right now, or just look through the description of the video. You will find it easily there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Until our next encounter, stay frosty.